Welcome to the 7th scenario, or the 7th wild scenario in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Insect World. So in this park, the previous owner was obsessed with insects, as you can see from the anthill of the park he built. Problems swarmed around the place until the bank swatted him out of business. Now we got this park and his debts. You'll have to be a busy bee to be successful. Well, we have targets for total monthly ride income, visitors to animal viewing galleries, and guests in park. So yeah, while we have, well, 13,000, of which 12,000 is a loan, there's no objective to repay that, but they're rated at 19.9%, so we might want to actually lower that already at the beginning. Just leave a bit to work with to start with, and then we can increase that and see how it goes. But otherwise, I guess it's both to expand more of a park with rides and such, and also more of a zoo. So if we look at the park, we have like a plateau up here and some lower plateaus further down. The entrance are over here. There's also a bit of a crater where there's an observatory tower, or observation tower, that goes up, which is interesting. And there's also an insect house up here. So I thought maybe that the upper plateau here could be for the animals, like the zoo part of the park, and then maybe we could utilize the lower ones here for more attractions and such. But we have, well, a lot of coasters to choose from. I think we have all the junior rides and a lot of thrill rides here, also gentle rides. So how about kiosks? Yeah, a lot of food, drinks, shops and such. So there's really no need for any research either, so we'll just remove that. The way down to the observation tower, well, there's a lot of staircases already here, so while tunneling, I don't think there's anything that hinders us from doing that. So I think that maybe we should start by building a tunnel from this path, or this plateau, up to this plateau, if we want to have, well, divide the zoo part from the amusement park. So I'll start with that. And there's our tunnel between the plateaus, so we'll make it look a little bit better later on. But now we also need to then connect this path up to the rest of the park. So let's just we could probably have some stores around this little tunnel later on. So I think we can have, let's do something like this. And then around here, I think we want to have some gyms, so we'll have to use a chain fence. So let's just start with that. I think it can, eventually it can expand into there. Let's see how we can. Okay, we don't want it to fall down, do we? So let's just do a bit of, well, it can be something like that. And then we can also have some viewing platforms right here. So that's number 1. Number 2. And then they can watch them over here. So I think we can fit probably an ape house in there. Yeah, could do that. So let's just expand this into there. Place a chimp house. So, and we'll have some, I guess we'll have, oh, now we don't have enough funds, so we want to increase our loan again. Let's do something like that. I haven't started the time yet, so maybe we can start with 3. Actually, we should start with 6 maybe, as they are quite social. And then around here we can also build some stalls. So I'll try to use the custom stalls and make a little building out of it. So here we have a small services to start with. Well, I guess quite big. Apparently all these custom stalls actually cost 400 each instead of like 250 or 300 like many of the, well, default stalls, so to say. And well, I don't know, 9,000 of a loan. We're already back up there. We'll see how we'll manage that. And also require our people to walk quite a bit to reach our other end of the park, so we'll see how we succeed with that. But we also want to expand with some other attractions here in our areas, so well, we have actually quite a few with the themes. No, really. Well, we have, okay, we'll have some adventure, so we could have like an adventure area first, for example, so then we'd want to use the, like these pirate ships, Twister and such. I think these are the ones that we have. Yeah, indeed. So let's try that first. This one could be near the corner somehow. So let's have that one there. Alright. Let's also place like the Odyssey ride, which is quite popular, I think. That one could be actually near the corner, possibly. Or there, maybe there we want the large one. Well, we have two of them. We have like a junior one and a large one. Yeah, let's just have it right there. And yeah, we'll see how we'll manage with this 10,000 euro loan. If we poured water above our heads or not. Okay, but now when we have our basic stuff ready, let's start the time. And we'll see how we manage with this. And a bunch of people coming in. Also have this observation tower that raises through the equator. And at the top it's just that we barely can watch over the large spider hill. Right, so our loan interest is actually 165 euros. Oh, here we have a bunch of people that arrive over here. Are you all walking down? Yeah, you are. Some watching the gyms. Do you think it's a good value? Yeah, you do. So let's raise the prices for this one. See how much people are willing to pay. Oh, it's raining as well, so then they won't. Really good value still with 3. How about 4? 4 seems to do the trick. Okay. So hopefully we are... Okay, we went plus in April. That's good. So something that we also need to do now is to... Well, we have one animal keeper here. We might want 2 actually to take care of their dung, etc. But we also want janitors now, which we did not really consider before. We also want a mechanic, possibly even 2, since they'll be walking around quite a bit. Let's start with 1, see how it goes. If we need to give them patrolling areas or such. So we have achieved 100 visitors to the animal galleries and also have over 300 guests in park. Total monthly ride income is around 200 currently, so we would possibly want like a third attraction down here. So let's do that before we start to repay our loan and such. So we can have our ship right here, I think. And we could even squeeze it in there. I don't know if we want to do that. Let's just put it here. With that, we have passed the objectives for the apprentice level. So, oh yeah, the interest rate just dropped. That's good. So now it's 9.95. Okay, that will increase our loan interest quite a bit. That's great. When we move on further, But maybe this will have to be the start of our park. It looks quite basic currently. We only have like paths and, well, we built this building here, but otherwise it looks quite plain, so we might want to focus a bit more on adding scenery and such next time. And we also want to see if we can expand our park further with maybe some new animal species and possibly a few more attractions if our finances allow for that. So for now, my name is Søren, and I thank you for watching.